Hello and welcome, friends, to this yearly report from garden for the spring-summer 2022. And here first we can see oak is doing good. This one was sprouted in 2019, so its third summer is going and is looking good. Here I am, the gardener. So this early this year I decided I want to order some soil, because I think it was discounted a bit, and I was like, yeah, why not get a whole lot of soil at once? Then it would be there ready, waiting for me later in the year. So I did an order of 1,000 liters of soil in a bag. Here it is, with like half of it left, maybe 500 liters. So I still have some spare soil, which is always nice. Here is from March, the little tomato plants that I grew from seed. And I have this arrangement with my dad, because he has like a house and a yard, that I grow some stuff there, because I don't have my own land. So I visit there like once a month and start seeds and replant things and take care of the garden. So in the winter I started these seeds, probably was in February, and here they are in March, coming up. Beautiful little tomato plants. What I've found with starting seeds with this kind of arrangement with my dad, not every day looking after the plants, but he does help with the watering, is that a container smaller than 3 deciliters is too small. It dries faster, and also because I'm not there checking on them that often, then it might lose or like might run out of space to grow, so then the growth is stunted. So I prefer 4 or 5 deciliters of soil per plant. Yeah, I also ordered some pots this year. I ordered 40 of the 7.5 liter pots and 40 of the 3.5 liter ones. And I have them almost all in use, so that was a good thing. Here I did some sowings of all kinds of different things. There was some apple seeds and spinach, and I don't even remember. I should do better notes. That's a note for myself. And one nice thing to see was that the currant bushes that I did from cuttings from alder bushes that we planted in the fall with bass, they are doing okay. They are making new leaves here in May. So that's promising. We'll see in a few years if they grow in size. So in 2020, me and my dad, we built a little greenhouse in the yard. It's made out of some recycled windows and some I don't know, old planks and stuff that my dad had. I think the only thing we got new was for the roof some plexi. That's it. Really. And here are more sowings then, flowers, herbs and trees, and I planted out some of the tomato plants already then too in May in the greenhouse. Here is Hablitzia Tamnoides. I think this one has been in the ground for 2 years. And it's a perennial, edible, and it's called Caucasian spinach. It's a climbing spinach, but it's not related to spinach, but it's just called that way. But yeah, that's an interesting one. They say it should grow like meters and meters, but maybe I need to add some more compost to this one. Okay, this is from my balcony. Here's some nettles growing. And some sorrel, seems like. Then here we have the Midsummer fire. Did some birch bundles for the sauna. And here is an overwintered sage. And I'm happy that it came back and it's, I guess, now established, because the last winter was so cold and the spring came so late that if it could survive that, then it can survive everything, anything. Yeah. Here's some nice nettles growing in pots. I usually harvest only the tops of them, so then they can keep growing, and then I can have several harvests in a year. I also have them in the ground at some places. And these probably will go somewhere in the ground at some point, probably. Here's some yummy strawberries, and there's some wild ones that you can see also there. And some little hilo. Flowers growing too. They're wild in this yard. Happy to see them. Been gathering them for drying and for tea, then use in the winter. Very nice. Mild, but also medicinal and healing. Here we have some little tiny alder babies in pots, and an apple tree and birch, and I think there's a little bit of other stuff too. And here you can also see in the background some of the currants that we planted last fall. They also need some compost before the winter, I would think. Would be good to boost them up a bit. And here are some of the older currant bushes that my dad and mom planted like 30 years ago. So these are pretty big. And from the black currants we took the cuttings for the ones that, or I took the cuttings for the ones that were planted. We'll see how that goes. So this year I learned that Basilica really loves this greenhouse. here they are as the small ones. And here they are later grown for the first harvest. Very nice, lush, happy basilica. Basil? Maybe it's called basil. Anyways, we call it basilica. And we had 2 big harvests from 2 big pots of basilica. It was very nice. We made nice pesto with sunflower seeds for pasta that we had. It was very yummy. Also gathered some berries, wild berries from the forest this year. So there was blueberries and a little bit of raspberries too. Lingon are not as plentiful this year, but maybe we can still find some later. They weren't quite ready when we were looking in August. Here is yarrow. Also grows wild in the yard, but I think I've also spread it a bit more. Same with the hill. We've had some tomatoes again this year. Even the ones, if they won't ripen before the frost, then we can take them inside, wrap them in some paper, and they will ripen indoors in room temperature. Alright, here's some sage in a pot. This has grown all this year. I think I did harvest some tips from it after this photo. Okay, so here's from June. This cauldron that is planted mixed with different stuff. Here's like what do you call that? Succulent that there's most of, and then there's one strawberry plant, there's some marigolds and some chili in there, and some red clover. And here's the next picture with how it looks after 2 months. So the succulents has flowered, the marigolds are flowering, also the clovers. The chili didn't really make chilies, at least yet, probably won't, and not the strawberry either, but this is an experiment. But probably, like, if someone needs succulent seeds, I could give those. They're up for grabs. Here are some very nice close-up pictures that Bas took of some flowers. Yes. And there's a little pollinator friend. Because that's part of my focus with the gardening. Kind of a big part of my gardening philosophy is to have a lot of plants for the pollinators and the butterflies. It's not just about edible things for humans, it's about what can we do to help the ecosystem the little critters, and because they help us so much. So wanna also lend a hand to them. So here's one flower bed with some strawberry, marigolds, a lot of clover too, and then underneath all that there is some sweet william that has self-seeded, and I hope that it would overwinter and then next year it would hopefully make some blooms again. Here's a little lady friend. And here's some sweet william that has been grown from seed in pots. I have a few of them, and I think I put up on Instagram a post with how I did it last time. So I grew some of these in a pot the first year, and then I planted them in a flower bed that is connected to the ground, and then the next year, so they overwinter there, and then the next year they make these long stalks with flowers, very beautiful, and you can use them as cut flowers if you want, or you can just enjoy them there where they are, as will the pollinators. So that I think is a very beautiful flower. So that's still left to do next visit, to plant those in the ground somewhere for next year. There's also some lemon balm here that needs to be planted, and I think there's still some parsley and lavender to plant. Yes. So thank you for listening, appreciating your energy, and here's some sweet williams for the outro. This is how they looked in 2021. I have some seeds from these too, if someone's interested in that kind of thing. But yeah, this is some of the things that I felt like sharing about the gardening experience this year, 2022. Alright, stay blessed. See ya.